What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Happy Halloween month! Spooky deck number 1! Woo! Today we're gonna do our vampires that I did over on Friday at the team channel. So let's get to the profile. Alright guys, this is going to be a bit of a longer deck profile, only because we haven't seen some of this card before, because this is a new deck. Alright, let's get started. Vampire Vamp is at 1, she's our in-deck boss monster. When she is normal summoned or another vampire is normal summoned, you can absorb one monster your opponent has that has a higher attack than you, and you gain half of its attack, and if she was destroyed while equipped with the card, she can summon herself back to the field. Next up is Vampire Lord at 1. When he does battle damage, your opponent is forced to discard a monster, spell, or trap from their deck, your choice. And if he would be destroyed by a card effect, you can summon him back to the field. Shadow Vampire. When Shadow Vampire is normal summoned, you can special summon one vampire from your deck. Be careful, as that monster summoned from the deck is the only one that can attack this turn, so be very careful when doing that. But you're probably summoning Vampire Duke, so that's okay. When this card is normal summoned, you can do the same thing as Shadow Vampire, but get it from the graveyard. But what we care about is his special summoning abilities. When he is special summoned, you can do what Vampire Lord does when he does battle damage and declare spell, trap, or monster, and your opponent has to ditch one. Next up is 3 Mizuki, because we are playing a zombie deck, so why would you not be running Mizuki? You banish this card from your graveyard, and you can summon one zombie from your graveyard. Next up is your Vampire Sorcerer, kind of the same thing. Banish this card from your graveyard so that you can normal summon one of your vampires without tribute. Also, when she is sent from the field to the graveyard by opponent's card, either by battle or card effect, you can add one vampire card from your deck to your hand. Really kind of nice. Next up is Unizombie, the big engine number 1. Unizombie can raise any monster on the field by 1 level by 2 effects, and you can each use one of those effects once per turn, so you can effectively raise its level or another monster's level by 2, or 2 monsters by 1, or whatever you want to do, by discarding one from your hand and sending one zombie from your deck to the graveyard. This is great. Like, we almost don't care that he's modulating levels. All we care about is we're sending stuff from our hand to the graveyard that we want in the graveyard, and sending things from the deck to the graveyard that we want in the graveyard. Next up is our Edge Imp Scissors. This works with our Tour Guide and our Scarm. Basically, this is our little rank 3 engine that could, and Sabers is good tribute fodder. Glow Up Bulb, this lets us make some of our extra deck, and you could tribute it, and you can send it with Foolish Barrel or whatever, so it's easy to set up. Next up, we have Allure of Darkness as the first spell. Draw 2 cards. It's great. It's Pot of Greed. However, you do have to banish a dark monster from your hand to use it, and if you don't have any dark monsters after you draw your 2 cards, you gotta discard your whole hand, so be really careful when you use this card. Book of Life. This is one of our in-archetype anti-Necros, anti-Burning Abyss cards. This lets us special summon one zombie from our graveyard and banish one monster from your opponent's graveyard. If their opponent has anything set up in their graveyard, this is a great way to get rid of problem cards. I like this card a lot, and you might want to side in more of these against certain decks that need monsters in their graveyard. Then we got Soul Charge. Basically, we wouldn't run Book of Life and not run Soul Charge. This could have also been Instant Fusion, and we could have also had Note In, but we don't play a lot of rank 4s, and they aren't very good in the deck, so we opted for Soul Charge. 3-off Star Goblin keeps the deck moving. Draw 1 card. Foolish Burial gets the combo pieces to the grave that we need. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. You need this thing to get rid of problems, spells, and traps. 1 Burial from a different dimension. This lets us recycle our Mizuki or our Vampire Sorcerer. Now, the next card. Jewels of the Valiant. This card is bizarre. A subscriber suggested this as an underrated card. I looked into the card and thought it was okay, and then I realized it has a unique application in this deck. When you banish one monster from your graveyard, you can Foolish Burial another monster from your deck of a different attribute. So when you banish your Mizuki, which is an Earth, you can send your Vampire Sorcerer from your deck to the graveyard. And then when you banish your Vampire Sorcerer to normal summon one of your vampires, you can send Mizuki or even Glow Up Bulb to the graveyard. Granted, you can only use Jewels of the Valiant once per turn, so basically it's like one turn I'm going to send Mizuki to get Vampire Sorcerer, or send Vampire Sorcerer to get Mizuki, and the next turn do the other. But even still, this gives us a reusable Foolish Burial every single turn. It's super clever in this deck, and I must say I'm kind of proud of this one. And then, a little bit less spectacular, but equally as valuable, is our Vampire Kingdom. Zombie monsters get an extra 500 during damage calculation, which actually does a lot for the deck. Makes some of our vampires pretty beefy, and they can do a lot of damage. But most importantly, we care about is when your opponent would send a card from their deck to the graveyard, whether it by Vampire Lord's effect, Vampire Duke's effect, or one card of your opponent's effect. You can pop one card on their field, no matter what it is, and then Foolish Burial one Dark Vampire from your deck or hand to the graveyard. Then we have one Eradicator Epidemic Virus. This thing's really neat. When you tribute a 2,000 attack power or more Dark monster, you can declare spell or traps, and your opponent has to lose all of them on the field in their hand, and then for the next 3 turns, discard any they draw. This is really, really powerful, and you can use it with Bram, which is a really, really easy Dark 2,500 attack power monster that you can make. Then we are playing the Ultimate Zulkin, so we play 2 Scrap Iron Scarecrow. And then we got 1 Vanities, just to stop your opponent's plays, and to round off the deck, 2 Fiendish Chain. Now, because we have a small rank 3 engine, we run a Dante to mill and set up our graveyard, as well play a decent little beat stick. 1 Levier to get back banished Sorcerers or Mizukis. And 1 Ghost Trick Alucard, who will get a boost when he attacks due to the Vampire Kingdom, to pop face-down cards. And then, the boss monster of the deck, we got Crimson Knight Vampire Bram. 2 level 5 zombie monsters makes this bad boy. You can detach one of those said zombie monsters to special summon 1 monster from your opponent's graveyard to your side of the field, which actually I find makes Trish really, really easily. And if this thing is destroyed and sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon it during your standby phase. However, he's in defense mode and has no material at this point, so he's kind of useless, except for our Epidemic Virus. So we keep that in mind. Then we have Naturi Beast at 1. We can make this thing with Glow Bulb and Mizuki. So we might as well make Naturi Beast, because this card will win games on its own. And then we have a bunch of dragons. We got Gungnir, discard 2 cards, pop 2 cards. Clearwing Synchro Dragon, negate the activation of a level 5 or higher monster's effect and destroy it, or if a level 5 or higher monster on your side of the field is targeted by a card, negate the activation of that card and destroy it. Michael, 1,000 life points to banish a card and mill some cards during your end phase. You got Scrap Dragon to pop a card on your side of the field and their side of the field. Void Ogre Dragon, which is your Sheehan of the deck. If you don't have a hand, you can negate 1 spell or trap. And Beals of the Diabolic Dragons. He can't be destroyed by any means, and if you would take effect damage or battle damage involving this card, he gains attack equal to that damage. And then, all this can be made with your Ultimate Zulkin. Then you do have your Crimson Blader. This helps you with Necros and Shaddolls, if you can actually get the battle damage through. And to round out the deck, we have Big Bad Trish, which you can make with Glow Up Bulb and Bram shenanigans, as well as your Leo and Ultimate Zulkin. These guys are both effectively level 10, even though he's technically level 12. You can make him with 10. You can either choose to go on Ultimate Zulkin or your Leo, depending on the situation, what you have in your hand. And then, this is something I've been thinking about, this number 14 Greedy Saramea. I've used it once. It worked really well. It is a dark rank 5 monster, so you can make it no matter what restrictions you have from what monsters you've used this turn. However, his effect is just kind of so if you want to use it, you can. Alright guys, that was a deck. Let's duel! Alright guys, we're going to do 2 duels instead of 3 like I normally do, because I don't want to overstay my welcome, because the deck profile was just a little bit too long. But anyways, this first one's against Cleese. I open the Wombo combo, and I use Duke to test my opponent's deck to see what he's playing. I picked Traps, and he sent this Quillford Clipper launch, so I was like, oh, he's playing Cleese. So I went into the Beals, and then I decided to use my Soul Charge to get Scrap Dragon out. I shouldn't have done that. I should have waited on Soul Charge till my next turn so I could have popped his Scales, but I got a little overzealous. I figured, okay, he played Towers, that's kind of a problem. I might as well use his Towers popping effect to further my own game state. I could just target Beals with that and have it just do nothing, but I figured I might as well get my Scarm Surge off. And he has to pop his own Vanities because he can't deal with Beals right now. And he makes me send my Glow Bulb again, I don't care. Ooh, Sacrifice. That's okay. Let's do some shenanigans. Here I'm just trying to kind of wall up. I set my Jewels to get out a Michael and go on the offensive. Here I kind of forgot that Mizuki would be able to get over his pendulums, so I forgot to attack. Whatever, that's okay. He must have forgot too, as you'll see in a sec. So he pendulum summons back a bunch of stuff. Ooh, bounces Beals, the problem card. Kills Michael. kills Ultimaya, kills Levier, and then accidentally killed himself. So that was kind of funny. Anyway, looks pretty bad for Dave, except I still got my ace in the hole. That Jewels of the Valiant, though, oh my god. Comeback play of the century. Completely reset my graveyard. Bam! Deal with that. I was basically going on the assumption that he doesn't have another towers and he has no good way of getting at it. And I was about to make Trish, but he quits like a little girl. Alright, this is the last one's against Infernoids. I don't know if this is the YCS Dallas build, but if it was, he didn't go 16-0, he went 15-1. Just saying. Okay, so, I didn't open super great, so I just set Scarm and let him go. He didn't really do anything. Needlebug Nest. Okay, I was like, alright, so you're playing Infernoids. So I just played Jewels of the Valiant, assuming that he might try to banish something from my graveyard. I might as well get some value from it instead of just going neg. And I decided to make Bram and get back his Curry Bandit just to get monsters on my side of the field, because that one thing can attack a couple of times. So I was like, alright, whatever. And he ends up playing it, which was kind of annoying. And he kills Bram! Oh no! And he knows that Bram's going to come back, so he banishes Bram. I don't think he knew that was going to happen, though. And I get a Mizuki for it. And it's my turn. Let's do some shenanigans. Figured, alright, let's set up more Grave. And also make a Levier, but I ran out of time, which was pretty upsetting. I actually was pretty salty about that, but that's okay. Doesn't seem to matter. Somehow he doesn't kill me. It's almost like the fact that I ran out of time actually saved me, because it had me actually have one more monster on board. But anyway, cool. Wombo combo. Out of nowhere I can make this. Here we go. Leo said vanities, go. Yeah, I don't know what that does. Whatever. Alright. I don't know why he does that, but okay. My turn. Let's just get some more damage on board and pichoo! Pichoo! I think he's in a bad way right now. That's fine, whatever. And he just quits. Alright guys, I hope you like the deck and duel. I'm having a lot of fun with this one. Synchro Vampires. No one sees it coming. I really, really like it. It's not the most competitive thing in the world, but if you guys got some cool ideas for my vampire deck, leave them in the comments below, and we will see what we can do with this. Because actually, I think there's a deck in here somewhere. So remember guys, if you don't troll the meta, who will? I'll see you guys next time. Play for the next Halloween deck, which I think is going to be the Fluffles. Ooh, teddy bears and things.